man. David Moyes, you absolute goblin. Oh my God, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how, oh my God. I'm going to have an aneurysm. Oh my God. Woosah. Steven Gerrard penalty. Steven Gerrard. That mug Steven Gerrard. You're a Raphael Village. David Moyes. Nah. No. Mugstrosity! Hey everyone, it's MrFlyingPigHD here. Match reaction for the Manchester United versus Liverpool game. It's just finished 3-0 to Liverpool at Old Trafford. Yeah, Old Trafford, you know, the place that used to actually strike some fear into the opposition. You know, now teams just come to us. They don't give a shit. We've got a ginger goblin in charge who doesn't have a fucking clue. Teams know that they're in for a tasty affair. You know what I mean? They're confident. They're coming to Manchester United confident. I can't remember a time when that was ever the case for any team in world football. But now, you know, Liverpool, who are in a good reign of form, they've got a manager who's, you know, got some tactical ability, he's been all over the place studying the game. You know, he's not a ginger goblin from up north who doesn't have a freaking clue. You know, David Moyes probably got his coaching badge on the internet. You know, whereas Brendan Rodgers is a coach and manager, he studied Spanish football, he studies all these things, you know what I mean? He's not a mug. I mean, he's Liverpool's manager, so I don't like him that much, but I respect him as a manager, you know what I mean? So David Moyes has come to Manchester United, he's just shown nothing. All season he's shown nothing, you know? Or too many errors today, too many tactical errors, no, not bringing players on quick enough, not changing things up at half-time, not changing things, you know, 60 minutes into the game, just having an absolute daymare today against Liverpool. That's what happened. David Moyes, you're an absolute mugstrosity, mate. You know, fair play with the team selection. I was happy with the team selection, but the team selection doesn't win you fucking games. It's about motivating the players, about instilling that confidence into the players, you know? It's about freaking telling the players to go out there and play for their badge and give 110% and not make stupid, silly little errors. Keep a cool head, lads. This is a massive game for Manchester United. Keep a cool head, you know what I mean? Whereas David Moyes obviously wasn't doing that because we went out there and the defenders played like a bunch of wankers, to be fair, you know? Okay, they defended okay, but too many ridiculous errors. Too many ridiculous errors in the penalty area, you know, giving away penalties to Liverpool. We don't need to be playing that way. Don't need to be doing that. Raphael was lucky to stay on the pitch. To be fair, you know, he could have got sent off just before half-time. There was about a 5-minute spell just before half-time when Manchester United actually played decent football. Wayne Rooney had a couple of chances, RVP had a chance, you know. But RVP again today, just every single thing he touched, it was wayward. You know what I mean? He's a class player, but so far this season, he's really not done it for Man United. I don't know if his head's not right. I don't know if he's you know, waiting to get a new freaking contract. I don't know what's going on. You know, I don't know if it's because he's just not as confident under Moyes. He's not as confident coming back from injury, but he just doesn't look sharp. You know what I mean? Januzaj had a poor game, to be fair, but, you know, he's an 18-year-old lad. You can't put this burden on him. You know, you can't put the burden on him. He's there to... He shouldn't be there leading the team, which is almost what it feels like, the way I think about Januzaj, how important he is to our team. You know, it just goes to show how much of a shite team we are. David Moyes, you are a goblin of epic proportions, mate. You know, you just... I'm sorry, but it's getting to that stage, you know, I can't remember the last time there's, you know, that would have been the first time, if Steven Gerrard didn't hit the post with that last penalty, that would have been the first time that 3 penalties have been scored in the Premier League. Hang on, you know what I mean? There's so many freaking firsts you're getting this season, David Moyes, and they're all negative firsts, they're all just ginger goblin-esque freaking... Oh my God, it's just ridiculous. I just cannot believe it. And where does this leave us now? Well, it doesn't really mean shit because we're not going to get top 4 anyway. That just cements the fact we're definitely 100% not getting top 4. Nice one, David Moyes. You know, how long's left of the season? We can't even get top 4. We can't because, I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. I mean, mathematically we might be able to, but blatantly isn't going to happen because we got that knob in charge. I think, I'm sorry, but a resignation might be in order, mate. I know people aren't going to like me for this because a lot of people say support your club, support. I've got a right as a fan, to my opinion, who I think who should be leading our club. And at the start of the season, in the summer, I didn't want David Moyes. You know, he was like my 4th, 5th choice. He was the 4th and 5th one that actually made sense as well. You know, and that's who we got. He brought his own coaching staff in. You know, he signed Mario Fellaini, who had a mare all the end of 2013, and Since he's come back from injury, he's had a couple of good games. He was shite today, mate. He looked like a freaking... He looked like a newborn lamb or something out there, you know what I mean? Or a newborn freaking deer. His long limbs. He had a couple of chances. He wailed them over the freaking goal. I just don't... He's not a class player. Okay, he's a decent player. Might be able to break up the game a bit. Might be a bit of an enforcer. But in games like that, where you need to, you know, get the ball quickly from defence into attack, I don't think he's good enough, you know? Fair play, whatever, you can think, you know, fair, all right, well, it's not Fellaini's fault we lost today, but he was just one of the players who didn't play well, you know? I don't think anybody played really that well today. You know, Rooney had a decent game, but by his standards, he didn't play great. It was just an absolute category of errors. Absolute category of errors, and as a Manchester United fan, it's shocking to see that. Shocking to see Liverpool, a Liverpool side, you know, considering we're the champions of the league, a Liverpool side, come to Manchester United, and for them to turn us over so convincingly. First half, they battered us. Second half, they battered us. The whole game, they battered us. How does that... When's the last... I can't remember the last time they absolutely battered us. I think it was a 4-1. They came to Old Trafford 4-1 a few years ago when we already had the title freaking wrapped up, you know what I mean? And that was the last time I can really remember them doing it, because the players just, you know, they weren't in that competitive edge because we already had the fucking league tied up. So this year, though, when we need to actually fight and show some sort of, you know, get some, you know, man, it's fucking annoying. It really pisses me off, this shit. You know, Manchester United, we're just shit. We're just absolutely shit this season. And I think there's one big reason. Okay, it's a massive transition from Fergie, but there's one big reason. It's that monstrosity, David Moyes, who's an absolute ginger goblin, doesn't know what the frick's going on. That's why. You know, simple as that. You don't know what's... He's a muppet, you know? He is Kermit in disguise. He's an absolute clown, you know? Mata didn't have a good game. Januzaj didn't have a good game. Fellaini didn't have a good game. Vidic got sent off. You know, he was doing okay before that. But still give away silly errors. You know, Raphael should have been sent off. Lots of silly errors, lots of silly challenges. You know, Phil Jones gave away a penalty. You know, Pete Reesever had a quiet game. Robin Van Persie missed loads of chances. You know, had an absolute mare. Yeah. Rooney had an okay game by his standards, not very, you know, still not great. So, you know what I mean? I don't know really what to say. I don't know whether it's 100% Moyes' fault or it's just the players out there being absolute mugs, you know, in terms of keeping a cool head. They were like we were playing panic football. We were panicking the whole 90 minutes. It was shocking. They were just doing us on the counter-attack every single freaking time. We were lucky. It was lucky to be 3-0. Could have been 5-0 quite comfortably. You know, we never really challenged them that much. It was freaking shocking. But that's what I think about it. What do you think about it? This is MrFlyingPigHD here. David Moyes, get out of my club. Resign. That's what I think. I think maybe the time has come. You just jogged on, son. Shit. Did I hit the camera then? I don't know. But anyway. You know, I think personally just wait till the end of the season and jog on. You know, or you can jog on now, make a statement, say, look, hold my hands up. I don't know what's going on. You know, I thought this was a freaking job as a milkman, and it turns out I'm in charge of one of the biggest clubs in world football. I don't know what I'm doing. That's probably what's, you know, what should happen. But will it happen? I don't think so, no. Moyes, you know, he probably, I don't know, because I've just made this video straight afterwards, but I'm pretty sure Moyes will say, you know what? First half, we were unlucky. You know, we gave away silly penalty, and we were really unlucky. And, you know, we played well, we were playing well. The game plan was working. And, you know, shut up, Moyes. Every single time. But anyway. Shocking. Anyway, this is MrFlyingPigHD here. What did you think of that game? I've just got so used to this feeling now. I'm not even... I can't even... It's just... I expected it. I freaking expected it. Well, I didn't expect it. I thought, you know, this is Manchester United at home. We got a point to prove against Liverpool side, our bitter rivals, our fierce rivals. Anything can happen. Form goes out the window. But no, we don't show any sort of battling determination. No. David Moyes, tactics seemed poor. His substitutions were too little too late. Bringing Tom Cleverley on, don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that. You look over the bench, we need something to happen in the game. We've got bloody Clevs coming on. I mean... It's funny, isn't it? It's ridiculous, man. It's like Roy of the Rovers type stuff. It's a joke. It's almost a sitcom. There should be a sitcom called Moyes, and it's just about some absolute clown who gets a job as a football manager and just makes a category of errors. You know, like Frank Spencer. Yeah, David Moyes and Frank Spencer have got a lot of similarities, in my opinion. But anyway, please give this video a like. Subscribe to my channel, MrFlyingPigHD. If you're not subscribed, you can tweet me at MrFlyingPigHD if you want to tweet me some bullshit. Although if you're a Liverpool fan, just jog on. And Shed a pain, lad, shed a pain. But anyway, thanks for watching. This is MrFlyingPigHD. Fucking hell, what an absolute farce!